Crystalline and amorphous solid. Crystalline solid are the solids in which atoms are arranged in a orderly, repeating pattern. So in crystalline solid we have a repeating pattern. For example, if I have a pattern AB, so this pattern keeps repeating. So we will have pattern AB, AB, and this pattern goes up to infinity. Let us say if I have a pattern ABC, then this pattern will keep repeating. So we will have ABC, 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 and this will go up to infinity. Now this smallest pattern of crystalline solid is called unit cell. So crystalline solid is identified by unit cell. So whenever we have a unit cell, this means corresponding solid is crystalline. Or other way around also, if I have crystalline solid, it must have an unit cell. Or we can say unit cell is only defined for crystalline solid. NaCl is a example of crystalline solid. In case of NaCl, we have sodium, chlorine, sodium, chlorine. This is arranged in repeating pattern. Now in the next layer we have chlorine minus Na plus, and this pattern goes on. Now this pattern is not only two-dimensional, pattern also repeats in three dimension. So here I have a positive, then I will have a negative, here I have a negative, then I will have a positive. So this is Na plus, then we will have next Cl minus. Similarly this side. So this pattern repeats in three dimension. So NaCl is a three-dimensional crystalline solid. Some more example of crystalline solid we have quartz, SiO2. You see in this case, this one, the red one is silicon atom and the blue one is oxygen atom. So atoms are arranged in a regular way. You see this patterns are repeating. So you see this pattern, this pattern. So in this case pattern is repeating. In case of diamond also, we have repeating pattern. So you see everywhere you have a hexagonal kind of pattern. So this pattern keeps repeating. Basically in case of diamond, each carbon is surrounded by 4 carbon, and this is tetrahedrally surrounded. So if you see this carbon, this is surrounded by this carbon, one carbon this side and one carbon this side we will have. So each carbon is surrounded by 4 carbon. So in diamond, each carbon is tetrahedrally surrounded by 4 carbon. Another example of amorphous solid sorry, crystalline solid, we have graphite. So graphite is another example of crystalline solid. You see, in this case, once again this pattern keeps repeating. So hexagon, we have another hexagon, we have another hexagon. So hexagon kind of unit cell is repeating. So hexagon is repeating unit. Now we have one layer of carbon atom, we have another layer of carbon atom, we have another layer of carbon atom. So if you see graphite, each carbon is basically surrounded by 3 carbon, and this is the difference between diamond and graphite. In case of diamond, each carbon is surrounded by 4 carbons. So this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. In case of diamond, each carbon is surrounded by 4 carbon. In case of graphite, each carbon is surrounded by 3 carbon. And this is the reason diamond is basically tough, hard, but graphite is slippery. So a plane of carbon can slip over the other plane of carbon. So this is soft, but diamond is hard, because if we want to remove or if we want to slip one plane over other plane, we have to break bonds. That is not possible. So diamond is hard and graphite is soft, but both are crystalline solid. So we discussed about crystalline solid, SiO2 quartz. This is an example of crystalline solid. NaCl is a crystalline solid. Diamond is a crystalline solid. Graphite is a crystalline solid. Now let us discuss about amorphous solid. So in case of amorphous solid, we does not have pattern. So no order, no pattern. So in case of amorphous solid, atoms are not ordered and there does not exist any pattern. Any pattern in long range. For example, if I have AB, AB, this looks like pattern, but next time we will have BB, next AA, then we have AB, then we have AB, then we have BBB. So there is no pattern. So in this case we have no pattern. Similarly we can have in case of ABC. So ABC, we have AB, then we have BC, ABC, ABC. So there is no pattern in this case. So this kind of solid is amorphous solid. Glass is one of the example of amorphous solid. So let us say we have SiO2. This also exists in glass. SiO2 is quartz, SiO2 is also glass. You see there is no pattern. In this range, it looks like there is a pattern, but this is a short range. If you see long range, there is no pattern. So sometime we have this kind of pattern, sometime we have this kind of pattern, sometime we have long chain, sometime we have short chain. So there is no pattern in case of glass. So no pattern. Similarly, rubber also has no pattern, and this is amorphous solid. Plastic also has no pattern and amorphous solid. Wax is also an amorphous solid. Amorphous solid does not have any unit cell. So no unit cell. amorphous solid also does not have any fixed shape. Like crystalline solid will have fixed shape, but amorphous solid does not have any fixed shape. Obsidian is also an example of amorphous solid. So this is obsidian. This is also an example of amorphous solid. So you see, there is no sharp edge. Sometimes it has a smooth, no fixed angle. So obsidian is a amorphous solid. Basically, amorphous solid and liquid are very similar. Amorphous solid and liquid are very similar. Only difference we have, in case of amorphous solid, atoms are not free to move, but in case of liquid, atoms are free to move. So that is, random motion in case of liquid is possible, but in case of amorphous solid, molecule random motion is closed. So molecule does not have random motion. In amorphous solid. That's why sometimes amorphous solid like glass is also called supercooled liquid. So glass is called supercooled liquid. Generally, when we cool something very quickly, we get amorphous solid. So if I have liquid and this liquid is at high temperature, if we cool immediately or cool quickly, in this case we get amorphous solid. This is because atoms or molecule does not get chance to get order, to form crystal or to form unit cell. So molecules or atoms does not get chance time to form order, or we can say to form unit cell, or we can say to form crystal. But if I have liquid at high temperature, and if it's cooled slowly, in this case we will have crystalline solid, because this time molecules get chance to form crystal, or molecule gets chance to get order, or molecule gets chance to form unit cell. So in this case molecule gets ordered. Now let us discuss differences between amorphous solid and crystalline solid. This side we have crystalline solid. Crystalline solid has fixed shape, but amorphous solid has no fixed geometrical shape. But crystalline solid has fixed shape. Like amorphous solid does not have any sharp melting point, so no sharp melting point. they melt at long range of temperature. But crystalline solid has sharp melting point or fixed melting point. So it has now amorphous solid does not have any kind of symmetry. But crystalline solid has either axis of symmetry or plane of symmetry. And this symmetry can be either axis of symmetry or plane of symmetry. Next difference we have, amorphous solid is anisotropic. Anisotropic means property does not depend upon direction. This means in all direction property is same. And this property can be refractive index, resistance, density, or any kind of property we can have. But crystalline solid is isotropic. So property depends upon direction. This means in some direction property will be maximum, in some direction property will be minimum. Crystalline solid has cleavage plane, like it can break only along certain planes, but amorphous solid has no cleavage plane. Has a fixed cleavage plane. This means it can break only along a certain direction. Last point, like crystalline and amorphous solid, it depends upon how the things are manufactured, like how atoms are arranged. If the atoms are arranged in orderly manner, compound becomes crystalline, and if it is arranged in disorderly manner, it is amorphous. For example, silicon can exist in both conditions. Silicon can be amorphous or it can be crystalline. Or it can be amorphous. Now it depends how this has been prepared. So how silicon has been is manufactured. So in this lecture we discussed about crystalline solid and amorphous solid. We said in case of crystalline solid we have regular repeating pattern, but in case of amorphous solid there is no pattern. In case of crystalline solid we have unit cell. In case of amorphous solid we have no unit cell. In case of crystalline solid we have cleavage plane, we have sharp melting point, it is isotropic, it also has symmetry. These are the differences between amorphous solid and crystalline solid.